Hello everyone, it's round 4 of the Grand Chess Tour in Paris, and we had an amazing game between Wesley So and world champion Magnus Carlsen. Magnus Carlsen played a spectacular game, and I'm sure Wesley learned a thing or two about the Italian game and the opening. But Wesley managed to mix things up in the middle of the game, and if he didn't miss that one move, he could have easily been the leader of the tournament after round 6. So let's see the game. Wesley So is white and Magnus Carlsen is black. We have e4, e5, knight to f3, knight c6, bishop to c4, bishop to c5, the Italian game like we said, castles, knight to f6, d3, black castles, c3, d6, rook to e1, a6, bishop to b3, rook to e8, h3, h6, knight bd2, bishop to e6, knight to f1, Carlsen takes on b3, queen takes on b3, and now Carlsen plays d5. And this is where things get interesting. Here, Wesley plays bishop to e3. Here, Wesley cannot capture this pawn as knight to a5 simply captures the queen. So, but after this move, bishop to e3, notice that Magnus Carlsen hasn't retreated his bishop even to b6 or to a7, and he has this option of playing bishop f8. So that's exactly what he does. Wesley plays rook a to d1, knight to a5, attacking the queen, queen to c2, and now c5. E takes on d5, queen takes on d5, and now bishop to d2. Knight to c6, knight to e3, queen to d7, and now knight to c4. And here Wesley is starting to create a certain plan which will prove to be a bad idea. Queen to c7, a4. Carlsen plays b5, a takes b5, a takes on b5, and now knight to a3, provoking Carlsen to play b4. Queen to b7, and here Wesley plays c4, and Carlsen obliges, pawn to b4. And here Wesley plays knight to b5. And although this does seem like an accomplishment, Magnus Carlsen will show that this knight is actually very poorly placed here. And he plays rook a to d8, moving the rook in the line of the attack of the d3 pawn. Rook to a1 played by Wesley, and now queen to d7, piling up at that d3 pawn. Rook to a6, attacking the knight. We have rook to e6, defending, and now queen to a4. And here Wesley is giving up his d3 pawn with a certain idea. He had the idea of playing knight to c7 here. But this would actually fail as Magnus Carlsen would play knight to d4. And here, if the rook is captured, Carlsen will capture the knight on f3, and after g takes f3, he will win the bishop on d2. And he's threatening the rook on e1 and this knight here. And if this knight takes the rook, then simply queen takes d1, king to g2, and now knight to h5. And this is soon to be checkmate with knight to f4 and queen to g1. So after Carlsen took queen to d3, Wesley saw that the knight to c7 idea wasn't working, and this is where he managed to mix things up, and he got into Carlsen's head a little bit. And he played bishop to h6, a piece sacrifice. And here Carlsen was using a lot of his time, and finally he decided to capture g takes h6, and he had something below 2 minutes left here. And now Wesley plays knight to c7, because the line I just showed you doesn't work for black anymore, because there is no bishop on d2 for black to win anymore. And here Carlsen should have just played rook to d6, and this is better for black. But Carlsen played knight to d4, going into the same line I just showed you. And here Wesley takes, knight takes d4, and Carlsen plays rook takes on a6, queen takes on a6, and now rook to d6. This is a very important move, because if you just capture the knight, then white will capture on f6, and this is winning for white. So rook to d6 has to be played. Wesley plays knight to c6, and here Carlsen plays queen to f5, and after knight to d5, Carlsen plays queen to e6, and now he's threatening this knight here on c6, and rook to e5 doesn't work because simply queen will take on e5. After the knight takes, Carlsen will take the white queen, and here Wesley found a pretty good idea which Carlsen missed, and he plays queen to a8, and here Carlsen takes, rook takes on c6, and Wesley could have actually played knight to e7 check here. The bishop is pinned, he cannot take, he is also threatening the rook, and if the queen takes, then simply queen will take the rook. But Wesley didn't go for this, and he decided to go for the mating idea, and played rook to e3. And this is where Carlsen almost blundered the game. Well, he did kind of blunder the game, but Wesley didn't see the right move. Here Carlsen has to play knight to h5, and this guards the g3 square, and this is completely fine for black. But here Carlsen played knight to e8, and if Wesley has managed to find the next move, he will be completely winning. The move Wesley missed was knight to f6 check here. We have, if the queen takes here, then simply queen takes on e8, and this is winning. Rook g3 is coming, and the bishop cannot be protected. And if the knight takes, it's the same thing. Rook to g3, and black can't defend against these threats. So Wesley actually missed this, and he played rook to g3 check right away. And Carlsen played king to h7, and now everything is okay for Carlsen. The game continued for a couple of more moves. Rook to f3, e4, rook to f4, and now rook to a6. Wesley takes the pawn on f7 with check, forcing an exchange of rooks, which is pretty bad, but they are both below 1 minute, I think. Bishop to g7, queen attacks the pawn on c5, and now bishop to d4. And now black has completely consolidated. This bishop d4 move is excellent, threatening the pawn on f2, king to h2, knight to g7, knight to e3, and here queen to f4 check, and this is where Wesley resigns. Carlsen is a piece up, and the position is a lot better. So yeah, even though Wesley is somewhat of an immortal when it comes to classical time controls, and he very rarely loses the game, it's not really the case in faster time controls like Rapid and Blitz, and especially against Magnus Carlsen. And if he saw this idea, he had a chance to win the game, and like I said, he could have easily been leading after round 6. Yeah, Magnus Carlsen is currently the leader after round 6. He defeated Veselin Topalov in round 5 and drew the game against Hikaru Nakamura, who is currently second in standings. So yeah, that's the game. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you soon. And yeah, I kind of have a question for you, if any of you have watched this video to the end. Why do you think Carlsen is so superior when it comes to faster time controls like Rapid and Bullet, and also Blitz? Thank you for your time. See you soon.